Most people think faded plastic is just cosmetic, a little sun damage, a little age, nothing urgent. So they ignore it while trim turns gray, mirror housings bleach out, wiper cowls chalk over, bumper plastics lose depth, and the entire vehicle starts looking older, cheaper, and more neglected than it really is. What they do not realize is that faded plastic is not just a color problem, it is a surface failure. It is a sign that heat, UV exposure, oxidation, and contamination have stripped away the oils and stability that once kept that material dark, flexible, and protected. And once that process starts, every week you delay makes restoration harder, shorter-lived, and more expensive. That is why a $2 spray can outperform so many overpriced trim restorers that promise miracles and deliver shine for a weekend. Not because it paints over the damage, not because it hides the problem under greasy gloss, because when used correctly, it darkens faded exterior plastic, revives the look of dried-out trim, and restores a richer finish in minutes using something most people have seen for years without realizing what it could do. The product is plain silicone spray, not a luxury detailing formula, not a boutique ceramic trim coating. A simple silicone-based spray lubricant that costs about $2 sits on hardware store shelves and has been quietly used by detailers, used car flippers, auction prep crews, and body shop insiders for far longer than most vehicle owners know. And yes, there is a reason average drivers rarely hear about it, because the trim restoration market makes money by selling specialized bottles, complicated systems, and the idea that restoring plastic has to be technical, expensive, and brand dependent. But faded plastic does not care about branding. It responds to surface condition, moisture displacement, and light reflection. When plastic oxidizes, it stops reflecting light evenly. The result is that dead, chalky, ashy look that makes trim appear permanently ruined. A good silicone spray temporarily reconditions the surface, deepens the appearance, displaces moisture, and restores contrast so dramatically that people often think the trim was replaced. Look at the contrast for a second. One side is the way most people handle faded plastic. They buy a tiny bottle with advanced nanopolymer black renewal technology printed across the front, wipe it on in full sun, smear it over dirt, stand back for 10 minutes, and feel good because the trim looks darker. Then it rains. Then the product streaks. Then dust sticks to the residue. Then the plastic looks uneven again, and they assume faded trim is impossible to fix. The other side is a simple, inexpensive spray applied the right way on a properly cleaned surface with controlled coverage and buffing. Same plastic, different result, same goal, different understanding. Here is what is actually happening on the surface. Exterior automotive plastics contain pigments, stabilizers, and oils that help them stay dark and uniform. Over time, ultraviolet exposure breaks down that upper layer. Heat bakes it. Road film clings to it. Detergents strip what little remains. Oxidation builds. The top surface dries out and turns porous, which changes how it reflects light. That is why faded trim often looks gray even when the underlying material is still structurally fine. It has not necessarily lost all pigment. It has lost surface richness. Silicone spray works by wetting that surface evenly, redarkening the oxidized layer, and restoring visual depth almost instantly. The key word is instantly because that is what makes this method so powerful. You do not need heat guns. You do not need to sand every panel. You do not need a 6-step restoration kit. You need a clean microfiber towel, a second dry towel, and a low-cost silicone spray. That is enough to transform mirror bases, textured bumper trim, cowl panels, door moldings, splash guards, roof rack end caps, and the black plastic around windows that makes an otherwise decent vehicle look tired when it fades. The effect is immediate. An immediate transformation is exactly why this trick has quietly survived for years among people who need cars to look better fast. But speed is not the real advantage. Control is. Most people apply restoration products directly to the trim and hope for the best. That is how you get overspray on paint, streaks on glass, slippery residue where you do not want it, and patchy dark spots that scream shortcut. The better method is to spray the silicone onto a microfiber applicator or folded towel first, then work it into the plastic deliberately. That gives you precision. It lets you feed the product into textured surfaces without flooding them. It allows you to build darkness in thin passes instead of drowning the panel in shine. And most importantly, it lets you finish with an even buff, which is the difference between restored and greasy. This matters because your audience is not looking for a laboratory experiment. They are looking for visible improvement, low cost, simple application, and a result that makes their vehicle look newer without spending detailing shop money. That is exactly why this type of script works so well. It takes an everyday frustration, turns it into an overlooked money drain, reveals a hidden low-cost fix, explains just enough science to sound grounded, and then gives the viewer a clear path to action. That structure works because it mirrors the decision people actually make. Is this a real problem? Is there a cheap solution? Can I do it today? Will I see the difference immediately? If the answer is yes all the way through, attention stays high. So here is the process that makes the $2 spray outperform products that cost 5 or 10 times more. First, the plastic has to be clean. Not looks clean, actually clean. Wash the area with soap and water, then dry it completely. If there is old dressing residue, embedded dirt, wax smear, or traffic film on the trim, remove that first. Otherwise, you are restoring grime, not plastic. A diluted all-purpose cleaner works well for stubborn buildup. A soft brush helps on textured trim. Once the surface is dry, inspect it in even light. That faded gray look you see is exactly what the silicone is about to change. Next, shake the can and spray a small amount onto a microfiber towel, not directly onto the vehicle. Work a thin layer into the plastic using overlapping passes. You will see the trim darken almost immediately. That first pass tells you everything. If the plastic was only lightly faded, one pass may be enough. If it is heavily chalked, let the first pass settle for a minute, then apply a second. The goal is saturation without runoff. More is not better. Better is better. Once the trim looks evenly dark, take a clean dry towel and buff off any excess. This removes the wet shine and leaves behind a more natural, richer finish that looks restored instead of freshly sprayed. Now compare that with another common mistake: heat gun restoration. Yes, heat can darken faded plastic by drawing oils to the surface and changing how the material reflects light. And yes, it creates dramatic before and after videos. But it can also warp trim, create shiny patches, accelerate long-term brittleness, and permanently damage textured surfaces if used carelessly. It is the definition of a high-risk shortcut. Silicone spray, by contrast, is low cost, low risk, fast, repeatable, and far more forgiving. It does not ask the average car owner to gamble with a heat source inches away from trim that may already be aged and fragile. That difference alone makes it the smarter option for most people. Another reason this method feels hidden is because professionals understand context. They know not every restoration needs to be permanent to be valuable. Used car departments, mobile detailers, and auction prep teams often care about one thing first: visual impact. If a vehicle can go from tired to cared for in 15 minutes, that matters. Dark trim changes the way people perceive the whole car. It sharpens body lines. It makes paint look deeper by contrast. It gives the impression of maintenance. Even if the viewer cannot identify exactly what changed, they feel the vehicle looks newer. That is the power of trim restoration. It is not a small detail. It is one of the biggest visual multipliers on the exterior. There are, of course, limits. If the plastic is physically damaged, deeply gouged, peeling, or degraded to the point of structural failure, silicone spray is not going to rebuild it. If trim has turned blotchy from years of harsh chemicals, some surfaces may need a dedicated dye or coating for long-term correction. But that is not most cases. Most faded trim is simply dry, oxidized, and visually dead. That is exactly where this method wins. It restores appearance fast enough that you can decide afterward whether the part needs something more permanent. In other words, it gives you improvement now without forcing a bigger purchase first. Weather also matters. Do not apply it to hot trim baking in direct sun. The product will flash unevenly and can become harder to level. Work on cool, dry surfaces. If rain is coming soon, wait. Give the finish time to settle. And be smart about where you use it. Avoid steering wheels, pedals, tire tread, brake components, seats, and anything that should never become slippery. This is an exterior trim trick, not a spray everything shortcut. Precision is what keeps a cheap method looking professional. There's also a psychological reason this works so well on camera and in real life. People judge condition by contrast. Deep black trim beside clean paint makes a car look crisp. Gray trim beside the same paint makes it look neglected. So when you restore plastic, you are not just changing color, you are changing the way every surrounding panel is perceived. Suddenly the vehicle looks cleaner, newer, tighter, more expensive. That is why restoring faded trim often delivers more visual payoff per dollar than polishing the paint. Paint correction is subtle to the average eye. Dark trim is obvious instantly. And that is exactly why the market keeps pushing expensive alternatives. Once people see how powerful trim restoration is, they become willing to pay for it. Bottles get smaller, claims get bigger, prices climb. Professional graphene-infused black trim reactivation sounds more impressive than silicone spray, even when the visual result for everyday use is not dramatically better. That gap between marketing language and practical outcome is where hidden value lives. People are not paying for transformation alone. They are paying for packaging, positioning, and the comfort of believing expensive means advanced. What makes this script stronger than your competitors is not just the hook, it is the balance. Their style leans heavily on outrage, suppression, and dramatic claims. That works for clicks, but it can weaken trust if everything sounds like a conspiracy. A better script keeps the urgency, keeps the low-cost reveal, keeps the practical instructions, but grounds the promise in something viewers can observe themselves within minutes. Faded trim is visible. Restoration is visible. The before and after is undeniable. That makes the content naturally persuasive without needing to oversell every line. So if your bumper trim is gray, if your cowl panel looks chalked out, if your mirror housings have gone from black to weathered ash, stop assuming the fix has to be expensive. Clean the surface, dry it fully, put a little silicone spray on a microfiber towel, work it in evenly. buff off the excess. Then step back and look at the difference. Same vehicle, same plastic, same afternoon. But now the trim has depth again, the lines look sharper, the exterior looks cared for, and the whole car stops advertising its age from 20 feet away. That is what $2 buys when the method is right. Not hype, not magic, not a miracle coating hidden in a luxury bottle. Just a simple spray, used with intention, bringing dead-looking plastic back to life, fast enough to make most people wonder why nobody told them sooner. If this opened your eyes, subscribe, like, and comment.